Why do I need to learn cursive writing? Episode 160. I am Rod Murphy, and this is Growing Up Poor in Irish Boston, a series of my 1950s era Irish and Boston songs, history, jokes, and stories. And never let the truth interfere with a good story. Why do I need to learn cursive writing? Good question. I could win any competition for the world's worst handwriting. There are times when even I can't make out some words I've written on a page. How disappointed my Cambridge Notre Dame de Namur nuns were with my Blessed Sacrament School penmanship back in the 40s and the 50s. They worked hard with us kids to improve our cursive writing using the Palmer method exercises, but it didn't work for me. Cut to today, and to my continuing chicken scratches. I wish my writing were more legible, and sometimes I do try, but after 3 decades of typing, iPhones, and computers, I continue to be a clod in pen writing. Also, it seems to me that there's almost no need to write with a pen today. Scribbling my signature to correspondence with a Georgia font letter printed by a Hewlett-Packard printer is the closest I get to the Palmer method. And yet, there is a growing opinion that handwriting matters a lot because it's a marker of our individuality and our humanity. According to these experts, it's innately personal because each of us forms our letters uniquely. And of course, communication among individuals matters very much. Words written down for another to read is a big part of that communications. First, the motor skills by your hand after connecting to your brain's output will put hand to pen, then put pen to paper, then paper into the U.S. mail or some other distribution method, and from there to someone else's mind and heart. It becomes connection and possibly a relationship. Students instead have been learning keyboarding in our schools. But there is a growing revival nationwide of kids practicing the looping, connecting script of cursive writing along with keyboarding. At least half of the nation's states have adopted cursive writing instructions in recent years, reversing a sharp decline. Although students generally aren't introduced to cursive writing until 2nd or 3rd grade, experts say that strengthening fine motor skills should begin by pre-K. For example, they say pre-K students should learn the coordinated skill of holding a crayon correctly while using the non-dominant hand to hold the paper steady. I still have notes and letters from my kids, my wife, my brothers, and my sisters, and my parents that were written years ago with pencil, a fountain pen, or ballpoint pen. They bring back love and various other sentiments. There are also school papers marked with big A's or B's or C's, and children's drawings that have words also. They are pieces of those people's essence. Typed words do not hold that kind of nostalgia. Artificial intelligence, AI, does not either. There is a warm human quality to the written word and the sense of the person that comes with it. Picture your mother's handwriting or your father's. the image of it is likely etched in your mind's eye, even if he or she has long ago died. His or her thoughts and feelings mixed with the words, mixed with the distinct markings on the paper, and together the ingredients make a powerful sort of soup. The marks were alive when the writing occurred, and they come alive again when you pick them up and read them. It's a miracle of sorts. There is great individuality in handwriting also. Consider President Trump's unusual up and down, packed together letters in his iconic signature. And perhaps handwriting is better for learning than typing. Recent studies show learning advantages from writing by hand versus typing. Handwriting notes in a class might seem like an anachronism, but a steady stream of research continues to suggest that taking notes the traditional way with pen and paper is still the best way to learn, especially for young children. And now scientists are finally zeroing in on why. Frontiers in Psychology monitored brain activity in students taking notes and found that those writing by hand had higher levels of electrical activity across a wide range of interconnected brain regions responsible for movement, vision, sensory processing, and memory. Those findings add to a growing body of evidence that has many experts speaking up about the importance of teaching children to handwrite words and draw pictures. Think about taking notes by hand. It's often impossible to write everything down. Students have to actively pay attention to the incoming information, process it, prioritize it, consolidate it, and try to relate it to things they've learned before. This conscious action of building onto existing knowledge can make it easier to stay engaged and grasp new concepts. So taking notes by hand helps us grasp subject matter better. In short, handwriting isn't obsolete in a digital world. It's a richer process that promotes deeper engagement with information. Many neuroscientists and educators recommend keeping it in the curricula, especially for children, while using typing as a complementary tool if you're a student note taker, lifelong learner. Mixing in handwriting by summarizing key points can give your brain an edge for retention and understanding. Sometimes I speak to young people about entrepreneurship and getting ahead in this dog-eat-dog world. I give them a list of things that will help them succeed, things like persistence and honesty and follow-through. One thing that has worked for me throughout my life that I pass on in those speeches is the following. If you are trying to get a new client or a new job and you cannot seem to get to the decision maker, write him a short handwritten letter attached to a printed outline of how your business or how you could make a big difference to his company. I guarantee he does not get many handwritten letters. He will read it, maybe contact you too. This is Rod Murphy. Thank you for viewing or listening to my YouTube and podcast episodes. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy them, please hit the subscribe button. It does not cost you anything, and it helps me to grow my audience. Again, my thanks. Note, some of my viewers and listeners have asked how they could comment on my episodes. There is a note at the top of each episode. It's called Send Us a Text. click that and you would be able to comment. Also, former redhead at protonmail.com is my podcast email if you would like to contact me. So it's former redhead. I used to have red hair. Former redhead, former redhead at proton, Proton mail.com is my podcast email. Thank you.